Welcome to All About Money on HKIBC. I am Chloe Fong. Hong Kong is turning into a waste city. Each day, over 15,000 tons of municipal solid waste are generated, enough to fill up 1,200 double-decker buses. About 1/5 of that waste is plastic, which is a headache to recycle. But a local startup believes it has found the solution to tackle the problem. My guest today is Shervin Sharghy, the founder of EcoBricks, which turns plastic waste into sustainable construction bricks. Welcome to the show, Shervin.
Thank you very much, Chloe. Appreciate you having me.
And first, let's talk about your business. Can you first run us through the idea of your company, which is EcoBricks? So what is it all about, and how did you get into this industry?
Sure. So the idea behind EcoBricks really started by searching for a circular economy solution to the plastic waste burden that you referred to. We started exploring, why recycling rates were low and understanding the challenges in plastic waste management. And the entire idea started actually just through a discussion amongst my friends about solutions to plastic waste that other industries were innovating. And living in Hong Kong and seeing the volume of construction around me, I realized that if we could somehow utilize plastic waste as a component for building materials, it could present a vast opportunity for addressing the plastic waste burden.
Right. And actually, I'm very, very interested about the technology that you're using. Your startup services are kind of like a huge breakthrough for all of the plastic waste recycling industry. And the technology you're using that can recycle all 7 types of plastic waste, including the mixed and composite plastics, which are currently impossible to recycle. So just tell us, what is the technology that you're using and what is the production process?
One of the key elements of our technology and process is that we adopt a 100% cold recycling process for plastic waste. Whereas plastic is commonly melted in order to recycle it, we actually avoid any heating or melting of plastic, which means that we avoid any pollutants and emissions from the recycling process as part of that. What we have developed is a proprietary process and formula whereby we can incorporate all 7 types of plastic waste into a concrete formulation, which is just as strong and just as durable as conventional concrete, but obviously significantly more sustainable and helps to divert plastic waste, such as the difficult plastics which cannot be recycled currently, and avoids them going to landfill or into the natural environment.
Right. I know that you just mentioned a little bit about the bricks that your company has produced. But I'm also thinking, how concrete are those bricks? Is this also concrete enough to build some, let's say, houses? And are there any differences in terms of the quality between the sustainable bricks and the normal bricks?
A very good question, Chloe. So one of the biggest technical challenges was to achieve high-grade, high-strength concrete by utilizing highly variable ingredients such as waste plastic. And we made our breakthrough really by getting our products tested to Hong Kong's civil engineering standards. And we actually are classified as grade A under those standards, which means our bricks are amongst the strongest available on the market and amongst the most durable available on the market.
All right. And how many bricks has your company produced for now? And in other words, how much plastic waste has your company helped to recycle?
So we're just at the start of our journey in terms of production and scaling up. But even in the first few months of commercial operations, we've been able to upcycle over 21 tons of plastic waste, composed entirely of the very difficult and composite plastic waste that would otherwise go to landfill. And our first project in Hong Kong was in conjunction and partnership with Sino Group in the Gold Coast development in Tuen Mun, where we produced more than 15,000 bricks, upcycled more than 5.4 tons of plastic waste, which was equivalent to 560 washing machines where our plastic was actually taken from. And so one of the key things about our product is that it looks like conventional concrete, it feels like conventional concrete, and it performs like conventional concrete, in fact, in a lot of cases, better. So the entire proposition was to provide a very standardized solution and standardized product that, frankly, to the naked eye, would be impossible to differentiate, but obviously in terms of the components used to manufacture it, is a much more sustainable and greener solution.
Right. And also, Shervin, I'm quite interested because Hong Kong is not that well known for, being a manufacturing hub, right? We are more known for its finances and other sectors. So what triggered your interest into looking into this area when you first started your business?
It's a very good question, actually. So plastic waste has become an increasing burden for every country and every geography across the world. And there were some substantial changes in the classification and restrictions on transboundary movement of plastics, such that Hong Kong, along with almost every other country in the region, really has to find solutions for dealing with its own plastic waste. So that really pushed us to look for this circular economy solution where Hong Kong could turn what's a significant burden into a valuable commodity and building material.
Right. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, but from my research, I know that your company is the first company providing such solutions. And I'm just thinking, how do you view about the market situation at the moment? Are there any other competitors from your point of view in terms of this market?
So we obviously launched our solution here in Hong Kong initially. And that was really driven by the fact that we saw our solutions having maximum potential impact here in Hong Kong. It's a small geography by landmass. It has limited landfill. It has limited recycling capacity. It has high plastic waste generation. So we developed the solution, and as you mentioned, we are Asia's first circular economy solution that can upcycle all 7 types of the plastic waste into industry-grade materials. In terms of other solutions, it's quite a evolving and interesting sector where some innovations are coming out to try and upcycle waste materials into more valuable and sustainable building products. As far as we know, we are the first and only solution in Asia to be doing this. And we see huge potential because every country in Asia has a plastic waste problem. Every country in Asia is also building significantly. So we can see some huge potential for applying our solution where it makes sense and where we can implement a circular economy model.
Right, that's very encouraging. And also, Shervin, I'm very interested. Would you consider further expand your services, like not only focusing on upcycling the plastic waste into construction bricks, but other, for example, construction materials beyond bricks?
So we're obviously very much at the start of our journey as a startup. So our immediate focus is on developing the core products that we're now manufacturing. However, that being said, as we scale up our production capacity, we will certainly be looking at other products that the market would use in terms of sustainability criteria. So we see huge potential in the research and development. We're very much at the tip of the iceberg from our perspective, both in terms of our own journey, but also in terms of the potential innovation that we can achieve.
Right. And also, would you consider expanding your services to other regions as well? For example, not only Hong Kong, but also mainland China, Singapore, or other regions?
Certainly, I think, as I mentioned, anywhere that there is plastic waste and there is construction is a potential market for our solution. However, again, as a startup, we're focused on walking before we can run, and really establishing our solution and growing it in our home market here in Hong Kong. And we believe by doing that, that will hopefully enable us to launch into other geographies where, again, we can implement a circular economy model on the ground. Obviously, Asia is highly diverse. The waste management industry and the construction industry in every country varies quite significantly. So just as we did with Hong Kong, we're carrying out extensive research and learning to understand where operationally we could potentially grow our solution to.
Right. One last question, Shervin. Are there any exciting news from your company recently about the next project?
Certainly, yes. So we're also working very closely with Sino Group to identify other potential sites and projects for utilizing our EcoBricks. One of those is Olympian City. Another one is the new Fullerton Ocean Park Hotel. But also, we're exploring potential collaboration with other partners in Hong Kong. Above and beyond that, again, we recently achieved a Grade A classification across all testing categories for our bricks, which is a really breakthrough achievement for a sustainable product such as ours. And just a few months ago as well, we were awarded the top prize at the Geneva International Exhibition of Inventions for our sustainable solution amongst over 800 applicants globally.
Wow, that's a lot going on. We're very much looking forward to more sustainable bricks to be seen in the city. So thank you very much for your time, Shervin. That's Shervin Sharghy, the founder of EcoBricks. Coming up next, we'll have more discussions on the city's ESG development with Andrew Yang, the Associate Director at Sino Group. We'll be back soon.